so we're doing a Maxx Air Fan Deluxe. I just picked this up. Big shout out to Woody's RV in Calgary. You guys really helped me source this. I'm doing a stealth van and I really wanted the white lid. They come in a smoked lid and the white lid. I think white is a little more stealthy. That's kind of the vibe I'm going for. So let's open this box up, check out what we got inside. A couple of the extras they helped me out with. I got butyl tape to seal the roof, and then of course the lap sealant to make sure there are no leaks. Here are some of the basic tools you'll want. This is the hardware that I'm going to be using. Why hardware, you ask? Well, I've installed 2 wooden slats on the roof just to support. The Ford Tradesman Handbook states that there should be no more than a maximum of 2 pounds unsupported weight on the roof. So because I have the extended length Ford Transit, I can't just stand on the back of the van or the side to mount this fan. So I have supported the rib right by where I'm working. I'm 250 pounds, so if I get up here without any support, it does want to bend. So just added this little support here, and I'm about to drill my first holes. The reason I wanted to put this fan at the rear is so if the front windows are down, it will pull air through the van and ventilate it. I've marked each corner of the fan shroud here, and I'm ready to put my first hole in my roof. The fan needs a hole of 14 by 14, and luckily enough, Ford installed 14 inches between the rear ribs. So here I have cut out the hole in the roof. Now you'll notice that I placed tape along the base of the hole just to stop the legs from the jigsaw from scratching the roof. Now, the thing that I did here was I took the cover and I placed it over the holes that I pre-drilled from the bottom. And you don't want to actually trace through the inside of the cover, because then the hole won't be big enough, of course. So you want to trace with a pen or a pencil. You want to trace from the outside. So I just stuck a pencil underneath here and I just traced along the entire outside of the lip of the shroud. So that way I was able to get the exact diameter, and it was perfect. So I just taped it down before I traced it just so it didn't move at all. And it is a very snug fit. It's tight, and that's exactly what I wanted. So I'm happy with that. So here I've got some soap and water, and I've got acetone. This is just regular nail polish remover acetone. I picked it up from Walmart, and I'm going to use that to clean the outside diameter of this hole, because I want to make sure this butyl tape adheres to it very well. So soap, water, acetone, and that is going to clean up the diameter very nicely. So now we're going to take the sanding bit I've installed on the end of my drill, and we're going to clean up any burrs on the outside. Okay, so we'll get some acetone on paper towel, and we'll just start cleaning along the outside of the frame, any place that the sealant is going to touch. So I've masked off the edges again, and we're just going to get this side cleaned up. You'll see I've got a garbage can or garbage bag mounted just below. Okay, it's all painted. We'll let it sit for a bit and then we'll apply another coat. So we've waited a while. The paint is no longer tacky. I'm satisfied with this, so let's get another coat. Oh good, it looks like a storm is rolling in. Okay, so one of the issues that I have is there's a gasket that is available apparently. I've seen people on Facebook or on YouTube that can get the gasket for the Ford Transit, because it's a curved roof, as you can see. And it has this lip here. Now, I have seen some people on YouTube use like rubber floorboarding, or yeah, rubber floorboards for houses you get at Home Depot and stuff. I'm in a pretty small town and I cannot find anything like that for the life of me. So I picked up these rubber bungee straps. They look like they're gonna be thick enough, so I'm just gonna cut them and we'll give these a shot. I think those gaskets are typically $60, $70. So if this works, this could save you guys some money. Well, it was supposed to be a nice day today, and in no time flat, this evil storm is rolling in. It started raining shortly after, so I needed to come up with a clever way to protect the inside. Well, it's sunny again, and I'm back up on the roof. I just toweled it off, make sure everything is perfectly dry. I did spray paint these holes just to seal them, seal the raw steel, so there's no rust. You see a lot of people use a little brush when they paint the edges and the holes, and yeah, that's what I would highly recommend, so you don't have to mess around doing that sort of a thing. I am going to wipe off the excess here with acetone just to make sure it is a completely clean lid here. So next step. So here I've trimmed the rubber bungees to the exact length of the shroud, and as you can see with the gap here, as soon as I placed the rubber bungee underneath there, it was absolutely perfect. So I placed the bungee straps underneath as the gasket. They fit perfectly. I've taken my drill and I drilled the bungee strap out so that it's got a proper hole in it. And I will do the same to the other side here. I just kind of drill a bit till the black rubber comes up, and then it's got a good hole for me to use. I don't want to go right through because I've already painted my pilot holes, and that would take the paint off. Kind of like that. Okay, looks like I need to repaint. All right, so we've got our holes drilled out on our rubber gasket bungees. We're gonna clean this up with some acetone and make sure that the butyl tape adheres to it very well. So in this photo here, you see that I've applied butyl tape to both sides of the bungee before placing it on the roof, kind of like a reverse Oreo. So here we are, we've placed the wooden struts inside. I've got them finger tight for now. We haven't compressed the tape yet. So now it's time for us to install the self-tapping screws. We've got the side machine screws finger tight, and then we've got 10 self-tapping screws. This is the little drill bit you want to use to pre-drill your pilot holes for each of these 5 in the front and 5 in the rear, 10 total self-tapping screws. So let's go ahead and get those in. Now I've used a screwdriver to hand tighten each screw. We want to just tighten it until the butyl tape starts to squish out. Once I tightened it down, I took out the excess butyl tape with a putty knife. Just want to clean that up. So now I've got the roof hatch tightened up. I'm going to unscrew these one at a time and apply the Loctite. So we have applied Loctite to all of these bolts and tightened them back up to their correct tightness. It is likely that this area of the fan could see moisture or condensation. Just to make sure, you want to put marine grade plywood up here or treated wood. Now I sanded this wood and sealed it. Final part with the roof installation, the exterior portion anyway, I used a grinder to take off the last remaining bit of these 2-inch bolts. They were too long, so I just ground them off. Next step, I applied the lap sealant to the seams as well as over top of the screw ends. And then I just dropped the fan in there. It's not tight. It literally just sits right in the hole. Very easy step. And you just want to make sure you feed your wiring through the side of it. Pretty straightforward. I'm at the front of the Maxx Air fan. Just double checking the sealant. Everything's looking really good. We're gonna let it cure overnight. Cool little transit hack for you guys. The middle of the roof is obviously the weakest point. So if you use the side, it's a lot more of a rigid point. So you can kind of scooch along the side of the van, just so you're not denting your roof, and then double check your work. So it's looking good. Yeah, we're actually done the exterior install of the fan. So with a little bit of the lap sealant that I did get on the roof, it was easily wiped off using the, I didn't think I was gonna need as much of that nail polish remover as I got. I thought that was way overkill, but turns out I needed just about the entire bottle just to clean the surrounds and make sure everything was in peak shape. So last thing, of course, of the install. She's on. So it's been raining out pretty hard all morning. Just having a look around the gasket and the seals, and everything is absolutely watertight. So that's what you want to see. You probably noticed the tolerance between the housing and the cut is super, super tight. I really had to squeeze to get that into place. I didn't have a very loose fit at all, which is nice. A little bit of a tighter tolerance is always good, especially when you're trying to make things watertight. So yeah, this is a success.